Ready? Let's get into question 1. Quick check. Which AWS service helps organizations ensure compliance with governance frameworks for AI solutions? Select one answer. Review the answer choices on screen. The correct answer is option B. AWS Config evaluates resource configurations against compliance rules. AWS Config enables organizations to ensure compliance by monitoring and evaluating the configurations of AWS resources against governance frameworks and regulatory requirements. Welcome back. Stack Lessons here with another round. 10 questions today, all on responsible AI fundamentals, ML evaluation metrics, and prompting techniques. You'll get 6 seconds after each prompt to pick your answer before the reveal. Take your time and good luck. Keep score as you go. I will ask for your total at the end. Keep your focus here, question 2. Watch for must, most, least, or except. What does robustness in responsible AI refer to? Select one answer. Review the answer choices on screen. The correct answer is option D. Diverse inputs without failure. That phrase is the whole definition. Robustness refers to the model's ability to handle diverse and challenging inputs without failure, maintaining consistent performance across various conditions and edge cases. Keep your focus here. Here's question 3. Foundation models can respond to natural language queries and generate written content such as articles or scripts based on user prompts. What capability does this describe? Select one answer. Review the answer choices on screen. The correct answer is option B. Text prompts in, written content out, only one option fits. Language processing allows foundation models to understand and generate human language, including answering questions and creating various forms of written content. All right, question 4. The setup controls the answer. The company wants to predict customer subscription cancellations for a telecom provider based on historical usage data. Which type of machine learning model is most appropriate for this use case? Select one answer. Review the answer choices on screen. The correct answer is option B. Generative AI sounds modern here, but tabular history isn't its domain. Prediction tasks involving structured historical data are best handled by traditional ML models, which excel in data analysis and forecasting based on patterns in tabular data. Okay, question 5. Watch the exact wording. A weather forecasting service, Atmocast Systems, is building a model to predict daily rainfall in millimeters. To assess how close their model's predictions are to the actual rainfall amounts, which evaluation metric would be most appropriate? Select one answer. Review the answer choices on screen. The correct answer is option D. Predict millimeters. Continuous output locks you into regression metrics. Root mean squared error, RMSE, is a standard metric for evaluating regression models that predict continuous values, like rainfall amount. It measures the average magnitude of the errors between predicted and actual values, in the same units as the target variable. Governance by job, responsible AI by definition, regression metrics by output type. 3 patterns already repeating across this batch. Okay, question 6. Likely distractors ahead. A company is developing a model for generating content recommendations. The company noticed that the training data contains biased examples, affecting the quality of the recommendations. What approach will enhance the training data to address this issue? Select one answer. Review the answer choices on screen. The correct answer is option B. RAG and transfer learning miss the root cause, the data itself. Data augmentation is ideal for addressing biased training data by artificially increasing dataset diversity through transformations or synthetic examples. RAG combines retrieval with generation, but doesn't fix data bias. Transfer learning leverages pre-trained knowledge, but doesn't address underlying data imbalance. And ensemble learning combines models, but doesn't improve training data quality. Here we go, question 7. Pay attention to what is really asked. A developer at Prompt & Co. is interacting with a large language model. They provide the model with several examples of input prompts and their corresponding desired outputs before asking it to perform a similar task on new input. This technique of providing multiple examples is known as select one answer. Review the answer choices on screen. The correct answer is option A. Several examples, more than one. That's few shot, not one shot. Few shot prompting involves giving the LLM a small number, more than one but not a large dataset, of examples, input-output pairs to demonstrate the task. This helps the model understand the context and desired response format better than zero-shot or one-shot prompting for more complex tasks. Here we go, question 8. Map the scenario to the capability. A manufacturing firm conducts quarterly demand planning using machine learning models to optimize production schedules. A data scientist is preparing a transparency report for executive leadership to explain the model's decision-making process. What should be included to best communicate model insights to non-technical stakeholders? Select one answer. Review the answer choices on screen. The correct answer is option C. Industry uses PDPs exactly like this. Visual feature effects for exec reporting. Partial dependence plots, PDPs, effectively communicate how individual features influence model predictions to business stakeholders. PDPs visualize the relationship between input variables and model outputs in an intuitive, graphical format that executives can easily understand. Training code is too technical for executives. Raw datasets don't explain decision logic, and loss function charts focus on training performance rather than business insights. PDPs bridge the technical business gap by showing which factors drive predictions in a clear, accessible manner. This one trips people up. Let's break down why the transparency report answer surprises so many candidates. Imagine your CEO asks, "Why does the model say we need 50,000 units next quarter?" You can't hand her a Python file. You can't dump a million rows of training data on her desk. Loss curves just show the model got better at training. They mean nothing to a boardroom. What she needs is a partial dependence plot. Think of it as a simple graph that says, when raw material cost goes up 20%, predicted demand drops like this. One variable, one curve, zero jargon. That's why PDPs are the answer. They translate model math into business English. Next up, question 9. Watch the tempting shortcut. A research institution has accumulated gigabytes of research papers, experimental data, and study reports in various formats. The institution must process and organize this data into a structured format to enable further analysis for machine learning tasks such as trend analysis and research recommendations. What is the best service to fulfill these requirements? Select one answer. Review the answer choices on screen. The correct answer is option A. One verb per service. Glue transforms, Kendra searches, Kinesis streams. AWS Glue is ideal as it's a managed ETL service that can transform unstructured research data into structured formats suitable for ML analysis. Poly converts text to speech, Kendra is for search, and Kinesis handles real-time streaming data. Only Glue provides the comprehensive data transformation capabilities needed. Let's slow down here. 4 real services are listed, and 3 of them are traps. Imagine you've got 50,000 research PDFs, all in different formats. Someone asks, which AWS service preps this for machine learning? The instinct might be to grab something with search or AI in the name. But the real question is, what does the data need done to it? If you need to turn messy files into clean, structured tables, that's ETL work. ETL means extract, transform, load. AWS Glue is built exactly for that. If you need to stream live events, Kinesis is your tool. If you want employees to search documents, that's Candra. Polly just reads text aloud. The exam lists 4 real services. Only 1 does ETL. That's Glue. Next up, question 10. Follow the operational constraint. A marketing firm, Ad Genius, uses a foundation model to create advertising copy. To make the generated text more relevant to their client-specific product, they provide the model with a detailed product description and key selling points alongside the request for ad copy. This practice of guiding the model's output with specific contextual information is a fundamental aspect of select one answer. Review the answer choices on screen. The correct answer is option A. The product description is context in the prompt. That's prompt engineering. Prompt engineering is the art and science of crafting effective inputs, prompts, to guide generative AI models, especially large language models, to produce desired outputs. Providing context, examples, and clear instructions are key components of prompt engineering. Let's slow down on this one. The qualifier alongside the request is doing a lot of heavy lifting. Imagine your friend asks you to write a product blurb for a new electric bike. They don't send you to school first. They hand you a 1-page fact sheet and say, now write the ad. That's exactly what a genius is doing here. They're stuffing product details right into the input, at request time, with 0 retraining. The distractors sound technical. Hyperparameter tuning, pre-training, but those happen before the model ever sees a user. The moment you start shaping what goes into the prompt, that's prompt engineering. The phrase alongside the request is your giveaway. That's the punchline. 3 takeaways from this session. First, for continuous output prediction, RMSE, not accuracy or AUC, is the right evaluation metric. Second, bias training data needs augmentation, not RAG, transfer learning, or ensemble stacking. Third, PDPs explain feature impact visually. Executives need interpretability, not training artifacts or loss charts. Governance, metrics, and prompting cut across every AIF-C01 domain. Match output type to metric. Match tool to its specific job. That single lens handles the tricky ones. If these clicked, the scenario-heavy questions ahead will too. 2 seconds before you go. If these practice sets are useful, subscribe so you don't miss the next one and so the algorithm shares it wider. Comment your score and what tripped you up. I read every reply. Want a different certification next? Drop it below. And if anything about the pace or style could improve, send me your notes.